We signed up for the worst of the worst. Nobody wanted to go. We said, take me first.
What tends to happen is so many things as a veteran, we have all this time where we can sit around, especially when you go through the medical process of getting out of the Army or coming back from combat. The worst thing you can do is sit alone with your thoughts. What's often fuzzy up in your head becomes clear when you put it out on paper.
Was in Afghanistan and then Iraq.
The mission of Operation Song is to empower veterans, active duty military, and their families to tell their stories through the process of songwriting. This whole idea started with Bob Regan, a Nashville songwriter. He was doing armed forces tours in the Middle East in the early 2000s. And as he and other songwriters were performing for the soldiers, he would talk to them after the show, quickly realize that they have some pretty amazing stories to tell.
And they knelt at the wall and they took off their caps for their Vietnam brothers who never came back.
A lot of veterans, and I experienced this myself when I went through, is, I think, nobody wants to hear my story. I really don't have anything to talk about, or I don't want to talk about combat. The songwriter is so good at making you feel at ease.
You say you were Camp McCall?
Camp McCall, yeah.
Camp McCall paid some dues.
When you're writing with the veterans, that part of it is easier because they have the story. You just have to pay attention.
That's pretty much what it did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's write that down.
Probably the understated values of this sort of exchange is the necessary repetition is really a source of sort of healing.
I can't lead the lost to cross paths with the Savior.
We had one veteran, he heard the veteran songs, he heard our songwriters sing these songs that we'd written with other veterans. He came that night fully expecting not to be alive the next day. He was ready to take his life. And being able to write his story with a songwriter gave him enough hope and gave him enough drive to, again, take that next step. And thankfully, he's still alive today.
All the things I've seen still haunt my dreams.
So we've got several ways in which we write songs with veterans. We have a virtual writing program where veterans across the country, wherever they're located, they can reach out to us, and we pair them up with a songwriter. In the process of about a week or two, they have the song. We've written close to 1,500 songs with veterans from World War II all the way up to present-day Iraq.
Sister said his Humvee was hit by an IED.
We also have a retreat format. We bring the songwriters in. It's typically a day. We'll then pair the veteran and the songwriter together. They'll go and work on their songs for the day. And at the end of the day, we have a performance of those songs for everybody to hear.
My buddy Chad was in Iraq.
One quote in particular I always go back to, this young lady, she says, whenever I struggle with whatever it is I'm struggling with, that thing, she goes, I don't think about it anymore. I just play my song.
World can turn